Hello, beautiful, enticing, delightful snake. I got some very nice news for you as we are now in delightful, delicious rooster time. We're in rooster time and you are a snake and I'm an ox and we get on very, very good. In the astral at least. I mean, if you don't like my language skills or you don't like my hair, that's fine. But we usually get on pretty good and energy. So hello my beautiful. And let's talk about you. This is for anybody born in 1941, 1953, 1965, 1977, 1989, and for younger people, 2001, 2013. But usually, if you're a teenager, you're a kid, you shouldn't be watching this. You shouldn't be watching this. I should really put an age restriction on my videos, but yeah, under 18s should not listen to Chinese astrology. Under 21 should not listen to Western astrology because of the different esoteric systems that sort of break up the natural cycles of you. So basically, don't listen to this. You're guided by your own mum and dad. If you're a teenager, you're guided by spirit. So basically, don't listen to this if you don't have to. And this is also for people who are born in May. Your emotional body is in a snake if you're born in May. So hello, very nice to see you. This is your prognosis for the year of the fire rooster. Oh my god, I freaking love you guys. I'm just letting you know. I find you so sexy and enticing. It's really quite scary. So snake, for you rooster as well. You're not going to get hurt, even if it's hurtful. Even if other people permit themselves to be hurt this year around you, it's like hurt is not for you. Pain is not for you. Suffering is not yours this year. This time around in 2017, it just walks off you. It just sheds off you. It's like old skin that's coming off. It's not easy perhaps for anyone else. Perhaps your mom is having fun in a bad way, like through pain. This sounds weird. Like people manifesting pain as part of their fun during rooster. People might be creating a painful situation. People might be connecting to a painful experience. Even joy and pain, for example, people finding it hard not to listen to the news. You know, they love the whole Trump situation. They love the pain, but for some reason, for snakes, pain is just not for you. This year, pain is not your friend. Even if you do have some kind of an accident or have some polarity there, it's almost like you are welcoming change so much during this time that it just walks off you, just sheds off you, even to the point where you are not feeling pain at all. Like your physical body can ascend so much during this time where pain does not faze you anymore. So you can accidentally bang yourself on something, or you can have a very painful emotional experience if you've got an emotional body in snake, if you're born in the month of May, or maybe if you are, say, an emotional person generally, and then it just falls off. Things that used to bring you a lot of drama, it's like doesn't faze you. You're just looking at it and going, and then what? So he left me, and then what? You know, so he committed to another person 2 months after we left each other, and what? You don't care. Snake, you're ascending really, really fast, and you ascended so much thanks to your suffering in the previous couple of decades, actually, previous timeline. I feel you've really gone through a huge flight, and you're like becoming a winged serpent or something, but you are definitely bringing in the new. This year, 2017, you are being something for us that we can't explain and we can't really understand until it's too late. I feel that you've got for us something that we didn't ever see or understand until you walked out. I feel you've got something for us that is much bigger than we are an ability to enjoy or really understand. I feel that there is like a veneration circle around you without you knowing. I feel we're talking about you and we're thinking about you even though you're not there. If say you ever left this world during this year, if you're at the end at the moment, you'd be remembered. I know it sounds grim, but if you ever decided to leave this world, say if you are in a very progressive part of your disease, and say if in January 2018 you leave this world, I feel it would be like a path for you to be remembered by us, probably forever, for a very long time, as your memory echoes through the time and space here. If you did leave a person in the earlier year, not so much, but in the later parts of the year, I feel they'll give you a lot more praise later in life. I feel if you left anything behind or if you walked away from anything Evil or unjust, I feel it'll give you a lot more than before, but be aware that sometimes you may not want to be there for a reason that's not just. For example, you got children and you're walking away from your family, and you could have fixed it really easily, but say you thought that the new man or the new woman will give you more, and even your family with children, and it will not give you enough satisfaction otherwise. Be aware of that. Be aware of you wanting to leave things behind and wanting to walk in different directions because of your joy of the leaving behind. Because, you know, something you're going to leave, and that something is going to something. There's a really interesting association with the leaving of things and with the shedding of skin this year. There usually is a fascination with these things anyway, but I feel this year is specifically strong. If you want, you could nurture something. You could nurture something that's about to go. It's a very, very interesting time to say, for example, the company is closing down, never had enough business, and then this is the last few days of the sale. Go and buy those things if you need. Like liquidation sales, anything to do with like people leaving behind a purpose, anything to do with people who have left you money, before they died, or anything to do with things leaving things behind is very, 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 very fascinating, I feel. But don't take into consideration the fast leave. For example, if a snake ever wanted things too fast, to transcend too fast, it might hurt itself, injure itself while shedding of the skin or other people. So don't be in a rush to leave. Don't be in a quick gush to need something new. Don't be in a huge optimum feeling like I gotta do it now. Cut. As you can sometimes during the first part of the year do anyway, because, you know, May baby, you want to upgrade and upscale usually quite fast during February month and stuff like that. But it would be really, 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 really nice for you guys, really neat and tidy, to give it up over time. Just consciously let it shed and just watch it die. It's an interesting time also to commit to things that are not well. It's really, really weird, but the sick, the tired, if you decided to be a healer or a doctor during this time, freaking amazing. And I've been trying to make, I know, I'm an ox, sorry, I'm an ox, dog, rat, snake. If you've been trying to make a person ascend really quickly, like I have been trying to make my boyfriend do healing with me, because I know that this year would have been very awesome for him if he ever decided to heal people. Committing to healing work, committing to the old and the weak and the feeble, committing to the sick, the unwell, the injustice, you know, and helping people leave this world or leave behind a part of them and become something new. Ascension through loss, ascension through deceit maybe, ascension through upheaval, ascension through pain. I feel for you something special if you're a medic. Oh my gosh, if you're a healer, if you're a psychologist, if you're a psychiatrist, if you work with people of different places, of refugees that are committing to a new grid, they lost their family, lost their home, amazing. We finally see you here, Snake. So anything to do with loss, vulnerability, death, sickness, disease, I feel for you in 2017 gives you twice, gives you thrice. If you, however, are like a little bit lazy, you know, like me, if you're a little bit lazy and you don't actually freaking want to be there, say for example your grandparents are passing on, or somebody's passing, and you know that you got to, say for example, move back to California, you know, and maybe sit with your mom for a while, or like be there while somebody gets unwell, and you kind of don't really want to be there, and you feel like, oh my gosh, it's like 2 months, you know, like please don't discard this time. If you feel somebody's in time of loss, and you're kind of tied with your family stuff, and rooster family, and you got to be there while you know, your grandma takes her last breath. If you can become that brave human that watches death, you know, that watches things pass, that watches things disintegrate and become something else, it would accelerate you further than anything. Like, it might not feel good, you know, to see your mother pass away. It might not feel good to see the passing away of your friendship with somebody. It might not feel good to witness something end, but in a snake, that gives you twice, thrice the power for the future mastery if you can be there. If you can commit to people of different ethnicity, different culture, different color, different vibe, that are experiencing loss and dementia. If you are looking to, for example, do work for the Aborigines people, that's something that I'm kind of currently thinking about doing. If you are thinking about working with people of loss, people that have deprived themselves of something, and you are finally going to stand up and be there, okay? Seriously, because for a snake, it's not just good for their soul, it's also good for their money. And it might sound really hypocritical of me to say, but money is not real unless you are using it towards the greater purpose of humankind. Money is not real, so it's like, why hypocritical? Because I've always felt that money is just money, you know. Money is just money, is just joy, you know. It's just something that happens, it's just like a natural experience, a natural expression. But I feel for you guys, it's for me, because I'm an ox, dog, rat, snake, born on the time of the snake. It's very, very nice for us snakes, or snakes on any level, to really deepen our gaze, really, really pull in through the ether something dark and scary, and hug it and hold it, and through that you eventually become more, and you commit to greater cycles of all human beings as well as your own. To be honest, I don't think that this year will bring you joy. I feel if you're not looking at the darkness, I actually really do not feel, I don't think that this year will bring you ease and prosperity if you're not looking to the sick or the disabled, or at least watching the news every day. I feel that for you guys, even though I don't like the media and stuff, watching people suffer and doing things for other people who are suffering, or bringing some joy to people who are at the end of themselves, I feel that will give you twice, thrice, 4 times more than you're used to receiving. So basically, at least charity, at least look the person that you're giving charity to in the face. Don't give to an organization ever. For a snake, organizations of power. You know those places where you like, put the money into the box for the dogs. No, you have to look them in the face. You have to look them in the face as you're giving them something, as you're giving them healing, because that gaze is what they need more sometimes than the healing itself. So basically, be there for people. Start thinking and evolving maybe as to how you can be a community man or a woman who's there to hold people in the last days of their life, or the last few minutes of their time. And destitute, you guys, really destitute. Even look to the people on the photographs that are in destitute. If there's any photographs of like children in Syria, anything like that, it's not really about the eyes, it's about the gaze itself, the gaze into the photographs, into the hardship, and also knowing that there is no pain, and helping people transcend and ascend through that. Teaching people, you know, taught people in energy as well. People taught in energy, look at things, look at programs on TV that are hard to look at, you know, say Aboriginal rights, anything like that, and evolve through that, evolve through the pain body, evolve through it. Anyway, thank you very much for your time, Snake. Let's have a look at your year. In January, I feel, you probably don't need this, but I'm just going to give it to you anyway. In January 2017, I feel Snake is looking downwards at things. It's like looking downwards. It's sort of like recognizing that what it's looking at is not it. It's like the skin is shed. So in January 2017, I feel it's like, oh, okay, all right, There's like a weird feeling like, well, okay. In January, I feel you have to just leave it, you know, and be with it in a new way. Like you sort of watching things as they have come to shed, and that means that this is a really good time for you to just sit there and feel. As you are the new snake now slithering into February. In February, I think you are not quite there. You're sort of slithering, or you are moving through a cycle. It's like you're a water snake or something. You're just moving amongst frequency, and then just to get to March. And March, I feel you just find something, but it's not worthy. It's like you find something and you try to eat it, almost like you try to eat something new, but it's not fit for your stomach, or you don't quite find anything. It's like you're finding something, but it doesn't really feel real enough to you in March, but you know that it's there. March, April brings good tidings to you. I feel April brings something jiggly, something cute, something of like a little hullabaloo. If you got a birthday during that time, it's really nice. In April, I feel you are given some kind of a shaker, like a shamanic shaker or some kind of beads or something by the universe or by the government. You're given something, and you can use it however you like, but stay put. In May, I feel something takes you out of you into another you. Perhaps you are taken by the tail and you're pushed into a new dimension. You be maybe in a new marriage or a new partnership. Suddenly somebody wants you and somebody looks you in the face with so much need and desire. Or maybe you are pulled into another country, you're pulled into something. Something grabs you by the tail and pulls you into a different dimension in May for sure. I would definitely advise you guys not to lick your wounds too long. In May, you have to be right for the job, you have to be right to travel, you have to be right for something. In May, if something comes, just take it as it is. Don't question it, just basically let it be. So you are pulled into something new in May, and just let it be that. In June, I feel you are not good. It's like you're not good, or you're not right, you're sort of in a new environment or in a new dimension and you're not quite sure. It's like you're trying to get settled, but you're not really welcoming the settling energy. But I feel by July, I feel if you in June do let yourself explore the new vibration, the new dimension, the new reality, I feel by July it's easy. It's so piss easy that you like do it like that. Like say if you're receiving a new job in May, I feel in June you'll sort of like suss it out, and by July you're pretty much a pro. In August, I feel you're in hot water again as things get hard. I think in August you might get a lot of healing ability and a lot of healing friends, and I feel that everything gets amped up. Like you got to be there for us, you got to be around people, and you got to heal. It's almost like you got this endless cabinet of people that need healing. If you're working as a doctor or practitioner, I feel in August you're going to get your money's worth. Like seriously. You're going to get people and people and people and people and money and money and money through people. I feel if you wanted to commit to esoteric program on TV, if you wanted to be in the media, if you want to be in the newspaper, if you, for example, do cards or stars, anything reading wise, I feel August is going to really take off for you, but it has to be in February maybe. February, March, that you manifested as the main dimension that you want to work in, and then by August is just easy. In September, I feel you are in the new wave. I feel in September you're in the new wave and you're making ends meet at the same time, but new ends, not just financial. It's almost like you are making things come together. It's like stretching your finances or like stretching your abilities. Like, okay, it's a stretch, but I'll be there on time. Say you get a last minute flight or booking. In September, you're making things work for yourself, but it's going to be a stretch. In October, another thing, in September, I think you'll get more if you go to the ends of yourself. If you go and you know like this is gonna be a stretch, like say I'm going to go and I'm going to like worship, for example, this big statue on the other side of the world. Like for example, like I'm going to go to the pyramids of Giza, you know, I'm going to go to the Eiffel Tower, I'm going to go somewhere, and for example you've only got a few days to book the flights, you've got only a day to pack your bag. It's a stretch, but you can make it work. Do that. In September, if something is committing to you and goes, you need to reform your whole reality because of it. In September, I feel you'll be fine. In October, I don't think you'll be fine. I actually think you'll be lost a little bit, but you have to let your nose do the walking. Let your feet do the talking, and you got to just leave it out if you thought that things would be this or that. I feel in September you'll get very, very lucky, I feel, with people if you just let your hands do the work. So if you're a surgeon, if you're somebody who works with massage, if you're a practitioner, let your hands do the work. Perhaps you might get a few patients if you are somebody who's accepting patients during this time who are terminally unwell. You might experience or accept a person, as I know I'll be accepting, who's heavily possessed. You might actually get a person in front of you, because I do extractions, I do demonic extractions from the body. I can extract spirit from the body. You might actually gain a few clients or a few passages where you got to extract a big thing out of this person. You got to do it now, and the moment that you start fearing it is the moment you lose yourself. So basically by September you got to be in a place where you can pull a baby out of the womb, or you can pull this demon or this entity out of this person's body. So you got to be very, very strong. By mid-August you got to be very nicely made, very nicely put together, because September is like an opportunity, and then October definitely pulls you into a new dimension where you got to like do some magic for us and really push and pull different realities by the tail. In November, I feel you might get lost. In November, I feel you might get lost amongst people in celebration. And even to the point of like watching this person die or watching this person bloom in front of you, I feel you might get lost in a minute of time. I feel time stretches and I feel you actually don't know where you are. Say you are at a meeting and then you actually don't understand that the meeting is not actually a meeting. It's like an uncomfortable situation. Perhaps that this person actually wants you as a partner, not as a job holder. You know, like you might actually find, oh my gosh, these people don't actually take me seriously, or like this person actually wants me as something else, even though I'm this for them, or I'm consciously this, but they want something else. You might actually be put into battle when you don't want to be put into battle. If you're a soldier, you might be recruited for something where you think you are recruited for something else. Say, for example, you might be washing dishes at a cafe, but you're actually also asked suddenly to do the food prep and the front of house. So basically be very, very mindful of that. But in November, you'll be given a new dimension and just take it and see where it goes. Usually it will go to a very good place, but if your May is uneasy, I feel that your November could have bits of that too. In December, I feel that you might get even more lost. I feel in December something is pulling you inwards. I feel it's almost like a spiral is pulling you inwards, and I feel in that loss is actually a great find. I feel there's like a fear of not being I guess not being murdered, but being like, how can I say, disassociating from your previous self completely. You're like, oh my god, my previous self will have to die if I'm going to be this. For example, in December, for example, good example, say you start doing tattoos for people, you finally find the job as a tattooist, and you're like finally understanding that you're going to get covered in tattoos. You're actually going to become a completely different guy or woman. You are somebody who'll have to almost like die to yourself in order to become this new thing that you are becoming. So basically take it with pride, whatever you're becoming in December. If you are taken under, or you're under a shamanic energy or shamanic shadow of somebody, or something is happening and you know, perhaps like you're going to get surgery, say you got to get, if it's like surgery, you might see like, okay, I'm going to get like a new heart, or I'm going to get like a new part of my body, but this is not going to be me again. Like this is going to be unbreakable, different part of me that's coming out in December, and this is going to be very, very great if you just let yourself take it as it comes. In January, I feel something goes on. In January 2018, I feel something goes on to take you into the parallel experience of joy. It's like technicolor reality is almost like you're in pain, but you're in joy at the same time. If you've had the shadow of parent passing in the previous month, or the shadow of like you experiencing pain, or the shadow of something happen in December, I feel in January there's the other side of the shadow, which is like the technicolor dream. It's almost like going into the new dimension, like this happy place. If you are dying in January, say for example, if you're a terminally ill person and you have this urgency, right? If you had like a big surgery in December, and if you know somebody who's a snake who's in a terminal illness in December, say you had surgery, there will likely be a chance that in January this person will pass. And it's not bad because it's a technicolor reality in January. As I feel if you did decide to pass in January, if you manifest this for yourself as a snake, I feel it'll give you a beautiful dimension. It's like a really nice passing through and into the new, the next energy of you. Thank you very much for listening. I hope this is not too scary or not too out there for you guys, as I am feeling it's going to be a very technicolor dream of pain, pleasure, disease, and a rebirth. I feel it's a very miraculous, a miracle frequency. I feel for you guys it will give you a lot of pleasure to be in this reality, even though it might be unconscious, and I hope you begin yourself anew during the year of the rooster. If you would like any healing or nurturing by me, as I am born in the time of the snake, 9 a.m. in Russia, in Moscow time, well, Yaroslavl is my city, but Moscow time, it would be really, really nice to see you. Say if you are nurturing a tormented person, you're not sure about sickness and illness, or if you want to be a healer, if you're trying to start a new business. That's something that I'm doing lately, is I'm helping people up. If there's any healers or guidance people, if there's any psychics that are wondering how to get their business across and you're not quite sure how to start your business, so anything like that, let me know. Or if you've got any kind of new abilities that you're not quite sure how to use and how to utilize, please let me know. I would love to help you out. Thank you very much, Snake, and have a wonderful transit.